good?
Yeah, baby.
You should be feeling good because the victory that you had in December was not a small thing. And there were a lot of people that voted once that bill came to the floor, the same people that stopped that bill from coming to the floor. People tried to stop this bill from coming to the floor 6 ways to Sunday. Now, I know you just reelected your general president, but if this leadership team did nothing else but that, they would have earned their keep. But they do more than that every day. But a discharge petition happens when, when leadership says, we aren't going to bring this to the floor, we're not going to let it go out of committee. So Representative Garrett Graves, Republican from Louisiana, and Representative Abigail Spanberger from Virginia, they got together to put together a discharge petition, meaning if you get 218 members to sign the petition, the bill would come to the floor. There were, and of course we had 218 people, then there were last-minute, mechanizations like behind the scenes to try and stop it again, but it came through because you all did not stop calling. And when you ask for something, people pay attention. But I'll tell you right now, if somebody in Congress was a no on that bill, they have not earned your support. You cannot say, I'm for public servants, I'm with firefighters and police officers, and then vote against them getting their money. Now, I remember when this happened, because my father was president of Local 789, and we were in the car, and it had just happened. My dad's from Brooklyn, so you can imagine there's a whole lot of F-bombs. I'm not going to repeat them because I don't want to offend your delicate ears, but he said, this is not right. They are stealing money from us because we decided to put our lives on the line. Also, they can give tax breaks for some alleged trickle-down benefit that millionaires, billionaires can get tax breaks because they might give you all some extra money instead of allowing us to earn what we earned, take the money back that we earned. I talked to him yesterday, and he said, in 1980, I went around and I talked to our firefighters about the state senate, because they needed to flip the state senate to have a more pro-worker state senate in New Hampshire. And he said, but I didn't even talk to them about the presidential race because people were voting for Reagan. The guys were voting for Reagan, and that's the way it was. And so Reagan and his team reached out and said, we're going to be with you. And what happened 3 years later? They took that away. So we have to remember, and you have to hold people accountable, because what you say matters. And everyone wants your support during the campaign. Everybody wants their picture next to a firefighter, but if they can't stand up and clearly say you should have the money that you earned, that your spouse, your widow, should get the money that they earned, they don't deserve your support, no matter how pretty those words are. And I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican, either they're with you or they're against you. So that was a huge, massive win in no small part because the IAFF never stopped fighting. 40 years too late, but there we are. And people have already started. My dad said friends of his, retirees, have already started getting that money. But by April 2025, all of this should be in place so people will be getting the money they earned with a year back pay. But we're not going to stop there. Now, in Oregon, we passed cancer presumption in 2009, but 2 years ago, we were still fighting to make sure that spouses of firefighters that died from cancer that happened because of the toxic chemicals that they breathe every time they go into a fire. We're still fighting. So, at the federal level, we've got some presumption, but we need to make sure that you're covered because we know that firefighters get cancers at significantly higher rates than the general population. Significantly higher. And you still take this job. We've got a couple of bills coming up in this next session, and even though things are broken, and they are broken, they're very broken, this is something that we can work together on in a bipartisan way. We've got the Honoring Our Fallen Heroes Act by Rep. Mary Gay Scanlon from Pennsylvania, makes families of firefighters who died or became disabled because of a job-related cancer eligible for the federal public safety officer benefit. So PSOB provide cash benefits for families of first responders who die or are injured in the line of duty. And this is absolutely critical because in 2023, 72% of line of duty deaths in the fire service resulted from occupational cancer. 72% of deaths. And you and your families and your members deserve to be provided for. And then second is a bill that I'll be leading, the Parkinson's Protection for Firefighters Act, because we also know that firefighters get Parkinson's disease at a significantly higher rate than the general population. My cousin, who followed my father into the fire service, is 55, just got diagnosed with Parkinson's. He was at the trade center and spent a career running into buildings when people were running out, and he deserves to make sure that he is cared for and that this is covered under every presumption, whether it's people who went in at the World Trade Center or day-to-day firefighters. And we're not going to stop until we get this done, much like with the WEP and the GPO. But I will say, the job isn't done with the WEP and GPO, because we have to make sure that Social Security lasts long enough so that everyone in this room can get that payout. So right now, you pay the exact same amount, not percentage, amount, as Elon Musk, as George Soros, as a billionaire. You pay the same amount. So we have a bill that would have higher earners pay more into Social Security, because that's fair. A firefighter, a teacher, a nurse shouldn't be paying more of a percentage of what they earn to Social Security than a millionaire or a billionaire. I have a bill for that. So we got the first part done, which is that you get paid for what you earn, and then the second part is that we're going to make sure Social Security lasts. And finally, you know, I am here because I'm the daughter of a firefighter. We have the president of Local 789 in Nashville. He's here. His father was my father's vice president, then became president of Local 789. I grew up in union halls and campaign offices and firehouses, and I learned there that you stand up for working people. I ran my last election out of the IAFF 851 union hall, and I was proud to do so because I wanted to make sure that people knew that when they voted for me, that they were voting for someone who would stand up for working people, and those were the values that my father passed on. So what I would say to you is, it matters. Your support matters, your work matters, your reputation matters, but don't give it away for free. So thank you so much. Really, really appreciate your support. Thanks for being here, and congratulations on the WEP GPO.